Shalom, shalom, all praises to the horizon, peace and wisdom. Wise Solid speaking. If you guys have any questions, y'all can ask. This video is going to be short otherwise. Peace and wisdom, off-grid prosperity. All out too. And whoever else is in the place to be. Before I start this video discussing nothing, I'll give you guys deep knowledge on it. I want to say this, peace and wisdom, T. Knowles Simmons. Like I said, if you guys have questions, y'all can ask. In school, the first graders, they're all friends. We graduate together. Get the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, graduate, whether it's fifth or sixth. They go to high school together. The point I'm making is people have to grow together. You guys look at growth as an individual thing, which it is, but every individual has to grow. Meaning life ain't how y'all want it to be, because the people that y'all came up with, whether family, friends, y'all all are growing at different rates, and that is pulling y'all apart. And so, you get it? You grow, you find an environment that's suitable for where you are now, but truly, in regards to your being happy, if all that you know grow with you, you get my point? All the second graders, they graduate to the third grade, or they pass to the third grade. Now they're all, in the same class or similar classes together. They're growing together. If one kid in third grade passes and all the other third grades stay behind, now he's in fourth grade, pretty much alone, with a new crowd on a new level. This is how it is for most people. Meaning, y'all grow, find yourselves in new crowds, and then growth becomes a stranger thing. Meaning, the more you grow, the more you find yourself around strangers. You get my point? And so, this is where ego and humility kicks in. You want to remember that your people that you came up with, family as well, all have to grow together. You can't force everybody to grow, but you get my point? This is not how it's done. People grow, then they look at it like, if you ain't grow, you just ain't grow, ain't my business. See you later. So, try to grow together. Whether you're in a relationship, you have a friendship, whatever the case may be, you have to grow together. This is the only way, you're going to stay on the same vibration. Off-grid prosperity said, nothing is the opposite of something. Therefore, nothing is God. Thank you. Not sure why you're thanking me. I didn't tell you that. Salam, shalom. Nothing is nothing. Has nothing to do with God. Let's start here. Off-grid prosperity thinks he's wise. I'm not sure why, though. If you guys have any questions, y'all can ask. Let's start with nothing. There's no such thing as nothing. Otherwise, it will contradict the word. I'll say that again. Some of you guys may be a little slow. There's no such thing as nothing. If there was a such thing as nothing, then it would contradict the word, which is nothing. Fair enough? Now y'all have the word, which is a contradiction of the reality. And so this is why y'all get confused. Say nothing is the opposite of something. Nothing can't be the opposite of anything because nothing is nothing. And I don't think you guys truly took the time out to think what nothing is. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. And so you guys have a word for nothing. You have a perspective subconsciously for nothing. The point I'm making is you guys view nothing as something, and this is why you can't grasp. I'll say it again. You guys truly view nothing as a word and a thing that you know, but that contradicts the word itself, which is nothing. Now, I'm not saying that nothing doesn't exist. I'm saying nothing is nowhere. I'm not sure if that's this is a deep conversation. You have to have a certain kind of mind to follow. I'm trying to go slow. I'm not saying that nothing does not exist. I'm just saying it is nowhere. Meaning, if you ask me, show me nothing. In my not being able to show you nothing, I prove my point. It's nowhere. You get my point? If I tell one of you guys, show me nothing, you can't. And that's good that you can't, because if you could, then what are we even talking about? Something or nothing. Like that. And so nothing is something in terms of being a real thing, but it's nowhere and it's nothing. You guys all know what unconscious space is. Y'all fall into unconsciousness. Y'all know where that place is, but it's nowhere. And when y'all there, y'all ain't nothing. And y'all know nothing. And so like that, nothing is real and it's in existence, but it ain't nowhere and it's nothing. You need a reference? Where's your unconscious mind space at? You don't know. You just go there when you go to sleep. Like that. Unconsciousness is real. We're not speaking about you being unconscious, but we're speaking about the realms itself. We all visit the same unconsciousness, dark voided space. You don't even exist to yourself. Nothing. Nothingness. We all know this place exists because we all visit it every night. But no one can take you there because it's nowhere. You get my point? Like that. Now, this is what life is about. Understanding nothing and something. And this is a matter of unconscious mind and awakened mind. And so just because nothing is nowhere and it's nothing doesn't mean you can't go there and be nothing there too with nothing. Because you get an example of this every night when you fall in unconscious sleep and you don't exist to yourself and you're nothing. So when you're dealing with the divine understanding of nothing, the mind has to be at a certain level. When you're dealing with nothing, you're dealing with the shedding of the ego as well. Y'all have egos. The ego is the individual, the I am. When I say the I am, I'm not sure what y'all may get lost on, but I'm talking about you as a person. You're an I. You say I am whatever your name is. You're separate in your mind. Those of you too lost into your individual life. You could be a whole follower, so you may think I'm not lost in my individuality. I'm a follower. Those of y'all too lost into y'all ego, which is the individuality, the physical side of things. It's going to be hard for you to grasp nothing. And your grasping nothing has to do with your crossing over nothing. Meaning this is all life is about. You guys go unconscious, then y'all wake up into physical life. Look at unconsciousness as a space, and on both sides you have awareness. Physical life awareness, where you see the physical. And then on the other side you have where awareness starts. You guys wake up to the individual side because that's what you are in your mind. I'll say that again. We all go to unconscious space. And on the one side, you have physical awake, where y'all wake up in y'all bodies into physical life, where you're an individual. Then on the other side of the bish, you have awareness and awake, but it's a whole thing, where all is whole. All is one. All works together as one. I'm not saying these onenesses are not individuals. They are. They just understand a greater thing than individuals do. As I said, you guys wake up on the physical side of things because the mind is not whole. You get my point? And so there's whole in separation. We're separated and brought back whole in unconsciousness. Those who are whole will pass through. You get my point? I'm not sure if that makes sense. If y'all have any questions y'all can ask, then I can flow through better. Netero TV said, I remember you said nothing came from something. Makes sense because all is atoms, which is almost empty space. Salam, shalom. I'm not sure what you're saying. Nothing is something because nothing is physical. That's why I said the mind has to be on a certain level. Nothing is something because nothing is physical. Existence, which is something, is not physical. Some of y'all may get lost. You see what you're saying. Nothing is physical like your physical body. Something is not physical like you having awareness. Show me awareness. Put it in my hand. The same way you can put your hand in my hand, which is your body. You can put a whole baby's body in my hand. Put the baby's awareness in my hand. I'll say it again. You can put the whole baby's body in my hand. That's physical matter. Put awareness in my hand. Meaning the baby's consciousness and it being awake and aware and able to perceive. Put that in my hand. Show me that. You can't. That's the life of the baby, not the body. The baby wakes up and is aware. That's the life, but that's not physical. The baby's physical vessel, that ain't got nothing to do with awareness or being alive. You get my point? The conscious awareness uses that nothing. So I'll say again, nothing is physical or something because it's physical. Something is not physical. Something being existence. So you have nothing and you have something. Nothing is death and is physical. Something is existence, which is awareness, and that ain't physical. You get my point? And so when I say on the other side of unconsciousness, you have awareness or life, whole. It don't have nothing to do with physical. And y'all get an example of this when y'all go in a dream and nightmare. I'm not saying that's the place, but that's the examples of the realities of things. Awareness in life is not physical. Death and darkness is physical. And so in that y'all have physical awareness or something to be physically aware of. As opposed to being aware like you are in dream and you can't hoard things. See how in dream you can't keep things? That like I'm going to my storage unit. This is something no one ever says in dream. No one ever says in dream, let me pull my bankroll out my pocket. Y'all find money in dreams. Now let's talk about the pocket part. See, that part never happened. You find the money in a dream. You wake up, you're like, it's not there. Why didn't you put it in your pocket? Because you don't have any. You can't be a hoarder in real life. That's death stuff. So, hopefully, you guys are following. I know this is, like I said, this is for divine minds. Can I get some thumbs up, please? Maybe y'all are not grasping because y'all have no. Salam, shalom. Salam, shalom. Y'all don't apply the wisdom I see. Joshua Sepeta said, would you define growth as being able to recognize decline in self and others? Being able to recognize decline in yourself has to do with awareness. Your being able to define decline in others has to do with your awareness spilling outside of your own self. Meaning you don't want to deal with your own decline. So now you're looking for other people. Ain't nothing that got to do with nobody else got to ever do with you. So if the mind is going there, you in the wrong track. And so the only thing need to be said is growth when I can recognize my own decline of growth, not nobody else's. How can you tell somebody else if they've grown or declined? You don't know where they at. You don't know what they've been through and where they coming from to say if they've declined or not. All you can do is measure them to you and where you are. You say, man, I got more than this person and I'm above them in status or something. Something make you better than them to you. And so you're going to judge their decline according to you. That's why I say it ain't important for nobody to reach outside they self. I could say, man, you declining because you've been following me since day one, blood, and I have raised and grown and you haven't. You're still dumb and broke. But that's not fair because I don't know where you coming from. Just because you've been following since day one, you could have been coming from all the way down here when I started. And I'm up here and you down here when we started. Get my point? And so you did grow. But I wouldn't know that because I'm looking from my own perspective. You get my point? And so a lot of y'all are hard on people in their growth. And it's sad because you're not even growing. You can't be growing if you're paying attention to others and their growth. That's an observer. That's a critic. You have a lot of that in daytime. Basketball critics, movie critics. You even have people that watch people make wisdom and then they make videos critiquing that. This is your talent list. But no one's decline is something you can be aware of in terms of growth. Now, being able to identify growth, this is a matter of awareness. Being able to identify decline or growth is a matter of awareness, not a matter of growth. Your growing has to do with your being better. So a lot of y'all have bad attitude problems and you got emotional problems. Your growth would be when you don't have that no more. You got a problem where you need to be tough. Motherfucker look at you, you like, what you looking at? You one of them types. Growth would be when you mature to realize people can look wherever the fuck they want. Is that worth you going to jail, dummy? Growth is when one cares about their self and it shows in their actions. You get it? You're standing on a corner selling dope. You're going to jail at some point, nigga, and your life gonna be fucked up. Being able to identify that and adjust self is growth. Meaning the things y'all view as cool, growth is when y'all become mature to realize that they ain't that cool. You get my point? And so growth has to do with that. And that has to do with honesty to self. Meaning y'all have to get to a place where y'all can see y'all flaws and it don't bother you because you prepared to clean up and fix every flaw. Right now, y'all not prepared to fix the self. And so you don't want to hear nothing about the self. You get my point? If you fat and you say, man, I'm working out every day, man, trying to knock this weight off. You don't mind talking about fat because it got to do with your growing and conquering it. Again, you working out every day. If I come up to you and be like, man, someone's so fat, or this about fat, or that about fat, it ain't gonna disturb you as much because you're working towards overcoming that. And so you don't identify the self as that. It becomes disturbing when the self identifies the self as a bad thing. Let's say you're fat right now. Fat bothers you. It's because you identify yourself with it. Now you can be fat, skinny, or anything you choose. It's a matter of putting in the work. You got fat from putting in the work. I'll say it again. You got fat from putting in the work. How you gonna get skinny from that? And so you get my point? But it doesn't matter what you are. It's what you identify yourself as to yourself. And you can always tell what a person identifies themselves as because they'll defend it. If you view as dumb and I call somebody dumb, you're going to take offense because you view yourself as the same dumbness as them and one with them. In dumbness, you identify self as that subconsciously. And so it bothers you because it's not a good thing to be dumb. You get my point? If you're struggling and you're poor and you're going through hardships and you hear somebody talking about poor people, it's going to disturb you because you view yourself as one with that. And so to you, they're talking about you because you view yourself as one with poor. And so growth has to do with these things. Being able to identify what you associate your own self with and adjust that perspective. You get my point? Once you can do that, you can get to a place of peace. I guess this is where learning will begin because you can't learn with them kind of problems in the brain. Netaru TV said you spoke about the pyramids being originally white and being bones of the beings that we are in. Oh, bones of the being that we are in. Can you go deep into that? Salam shalom. I will when you guys start to get back. Get a little honor about yourselves. Press thumbs up, things like that. When y'all get there, deep knowledge will be poured out. You understand? I look at it like this. If 100 people is watching the video, then there should be 100 likes in there. And if it ain't, then that means some of y'all came here and you don't like me. But that's strange. And so that's what I mean. Man do to himself. Meaning y'all seek out what y'all don't like. And that's why y'all have hardship. I take what I'm saying as an insult. I'm trying to help you. You got a problem. You're fucked up, but you can't see why. And so let that be an example. You keep coming when you got problems, huh? I'm not saying you do have one, but you do to you. So, I'll say again, if it's 100 people in this room watching, there should be 100 likes. And if it ain't, that reflect on y'all. Why you come where you don't like? You gotta ask self that. Why am I here where I don't, want to join in and be a part and like and you get my point? You can't have progress being in opposition. That happens when you're in opposition to self. So this is how y'all have crews and gangs and groups. And then a few of y'all start to snake out the others. You know how that happens? Because of what I just said. Nobody's being real or so. You see how I say, man, it's 100 of y'all in here. It should be 100 likes. I'm real to myself. Y'all disturbed. Y'all disturbed. Hopefully y'all grasp. I ain't trying to insult nobody. That wasn't the point of what I was saying. I'm just trying to get y'all to see a lot of y'all gravitate towards what you don't like. And let that be a sign of the life. You will never bring yourself where you don't like consciously, because that's stupid. And so if you find yourself somewhere where you don't like, maybe you belong there, but you need to adjust your own brain. Otherwise, why are you there? I didn't bring you here. You came here. Somehow your attention got stuck here, but you don't want to commit. And so you get my point? When I say commit, you can't learn from somebody you got a problem with. And if you're trying to learn from somebody you got a problem with, you got a problem. Put this charge in. I should have did that first. The video might stop a little earlier than I intend, but we'll see. And so hopefully you guys grasp what I'm saying. Meaning a lot of y'all in a bad place. And the things you do, they afflict self. You get my point? You can't get to a place where you wasting your own time. You get my point? Gravitate towards things you like. And then when you get to a place where the internal self is clean and the internal self has self-respect and self-love, then you will start to reach to not have any dislikes. Because most of the things y'all dislike, it don't have nothing to do with nothing. It got to do with you being unbalanced. And so if a person seems to be different from you or opposite to you, then you judge them according to your imbalance. You get my point? If you suffering and you all angry and mad and now this person is smiling, they may disturb you a little bit. You get my point? Ain't nothing wrong with smiling, but it disturbs you because where you at. And so like I said, when you get to a place of maturity in mind, meaning mental growth on a real level, you're not going to seek out to dislike nothing. It's no point. Whatever happens to you, it's a moment. When that moment becomes more than a moment, this is when it becomes one with your emotional state. And so if you don't like somebody, you have emotional problems. There's nobody I could say like, I don't like this person. Whatever I don't like, it's not in mine. It's not a matter of I don't like it. It ain't even in my mind. You get my point? And so, I said a lot of y'all are disturbed. Thank you, Marcel Salvago. I'll check it when I get off of here. Thank you, though. I appreciate the give back. Now, where was I? And so when you come in here, if you somebody seeking wisdom, come with your emotional state right, because you can't, wisdom got to do with honor. You get my point? Y'all have to make sense in y'all mind. You can't view wisdom as something snaky and sneaky and halfway disrespectful when I got ill intent, and that don't got nothing to do with wisdom. That got to do with the street and shit that got to do with absolutely nothing. And so if the mind there, you got to catch it. You get my point? I'm not telling you to come here in good spirits for me. I'm going to be fine regardless. You get my point? But this got to do with y'all growing. Y'all ain't learning nothing. And it's because the emotional state ain't never being adjusted. If you real self, you'll realize that. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, but in terms of my understanding getting better, I understand how to regurgitate what I heard and that's it. But like that, y'all becoming stuck. So, like I always tell y'all, emotions, mind can't be controlled by the emotional state. You either gonna make logical decision and have logical thought and let the logic lead, or the emotions gonna lead. And so most of y'all are living out y'all emotional state. Meaning if your life is all chaotic and fucked up, your emotional state match that, I bet you it do. Now you might think like, nah, my life all fucked up and shit, that's why my emotional state is. It wouldn't matter which one started what, but they tied together now, and so you better learn to depart yourself from that. Or sit around talking about, no, life did it to me first. Who cares? You better change your flow, your vibration. Who cares if life fucked you over first? Now you mad at the whole life. You better stop being mad at the whole life, because that's the reality you got to live out. You can't take what life give you and just take it. You can return shit. You say, nah, I don't want that. Motherfucker come pumping that bullshit to you, hit pushing his hate out on you. Now you gonna get mad and start arguing back with him. But you can always say, nah, I'm good on that. I'm returning that to him. I'm good. He can go. You get it? You gonna live out your emotions. The emotional state is what's manifesting. And thoughts is all good and beautiful. But it's the emotional state that's the soil to manifest it. And so most of y'all got fucked up emotional state. And so you like, man, I don't understand how this manifesting thoughts thing work. I think of a bunch of stuff I want to manifest. It never come. Because your emotional state is manifesting out. And that's all fucked up. You get my point? Be happy. Watch how happy manifests out for you. And the things that come with happy. Poverty and struggle come with fucked up emotional state. Bad emotional state is poverty on an emotional level. So it's going to manifest out. And so y'all have to learn these things, you know. But it starts with y'all having balance and honor. Meaning if life disturbed you to that point where you feel like I ain't got to have no honor and I don't care about no balance. And I don't care if I don't like Solace, I'm still going to come learn from him. You got to make sense for you. I'm not saying the sense you want to make, but you got to make sense. And so, a lot of y'all just mad at life. And whoever seems like a reflection of the parts of life that beat y'all the fuck down, then y'all don't like them. You get my point? And so, self-growth is a deep thing. It's simple. You're going to grow to the level of the environment and people you're around. So just view it like this. If you was around me for a whole year straight, and just soaking up how I am, like that, you'd be similar to that. But you around whatever you around, and you hear whatever you hear, and so the mind is there. Meaning y'all live in chaotic environments, and y'all have problems. But somehow y'all think like, no, I'm wise though. They don't go together. You can't have problems and be wise. That don't make no sense. Wisdom is understanding, and with understanding is, you get it? Security. It's when you don't understand shit, then anything can happen at any moment. And so if wisdom is understanding, then there should be no problems for the self after understanding is received. Whether mental, emotional, or physical. There should be no poverty, no pain, no nothing, none of that. Otherwise, then what is wisdom? Wisdom is that. Security. Understanding. Yes, indeed, Netaru. Abed said, can nothing be created? I'm going to say this one more time so you guys can grasp. There's no such thing as nothing. If it was, it would contradict the word and the definition of the word itself. So you said, can nothing be created? Why do you keep talking about nothing like it's something? And so you can reference back to the beginning of the video when I said, you guys subconsciously think nothing is something, and that's why you can't grasp. And this has to do with your having an ego or viewing self as an individual. You're not whole. And so your question should help you to reflect on what I said in the beginning. Meaning, if you were listening, then you'd applied the wisdom to self. You would have never had the question. And so, you get my point? Y'all have to apply the wisdom. It makes one wiser. You get my point? And that you don't have to ask certain questions. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying if you grasp what I said in the beginning when I said there's no such thing as nothing, then you wouldn't be speaking of nothing in the way that you are. Would you say, can nothing be created? What sense does that make? If you understand that nothing is nowhere and it is nothing, then what sense would that make? I'll say it again because I'm sure you're probably a little slow. Meaning nothing is a deep conversation. Some of y'all can't even last. Let me say it again for you. You said, can nothing be created? You create things. Nothing is nothing. So what sense would it make for someone to create nothing? Do you get what I'm saying? You say, Solace, how can you create nothing? That part. It's nothing. Creation got to do with something. You speak of nothing like something. You say, can something be created? It's nothing. What sense does that make? Again, y'all view nothing as something. That's what's scary. And so, like I said, wisdom is a deep thing. Most of y'all can't even fathom how wise I am. Meaning this conversation right here, nothing. This is where most wise men crumble. You get my point? It's the hardest thing to understand. Nothing. It's the most important thing to understand. But, so you get my point? There's a part of y'all that view nothing as something. And this all correlates with the physical vessel and the individual self. Y'all view the individual self and the physical vessel as something. But it's the same nothing as nothing. That's why I said nothing exists, it's just nowhere. Nothing is physical. Existence or something ain't. Some of y'all may have to listen to this video 3 or 4 times before you actually get it. Solomon the Stole Star said, how can I learn from you directly for a whole year? You're gonna have a lot of money, champ. That's the only way. This is $1 million scholarship. I'm not sure. Some of y'all think this is a haven for the impoverished. It's not. My wisdom don't really got nothing to do with the poor, no way. If you poor, you ain't gonna grasp nothing I say. You looking to hear pain and poverty, my nigga. You need that. You need to feel one with bums and shit because you view self as that. That's why I be telling y'all, stop listening to all this pain and poverty. Because then you gonna have that within self, you gonna manifest it for self. Type of shit don't have nothing to do with me. And this ain't ego when I tell you got to have a lot of money. This is self-worth. I know what my wisdom is worth. It's worth millions. And so do you get it? In order for you to learn from me for a year, you have to have your bank up. Otherwise, what does you being with me for a year do for me? And so that's the point I'm trying to get y'all to see. Y'all have a selfish mind. Hey, so how can I learn? What I need to do to learn from you for a year? Why I want to be around you for a year? What if we reverse? What if all your stupidity rub off on me and all your emotional problems after I teach you? Now I'm all emotionally fucked up and shit because you done stressed me out. What about that? What about y'all grown-ups looking to learn so that make you a baby, meaning I'm going to be babysitting you? Now you ain't going to look at none of it like that because you. And I get it. Now if I say I'm going to drop my little 18-year-old cousin off, my nigga, I want you to watch him for a year. and teach him and train him. So the first thing you gonna say, man, is all right. Is there any pay for this? Cause I'm gonna be babysitting this 18-year-old. And that's a lot of work. And so, trying to get you to grasp. Osho said, Osho, that's my nigga. Osho, some cult leader back in the day. He died, but dude was hilarious. Osho and Sheila. I can Google that one. When y'all done here. The man was a genius, but he don't have no balance. So you get my point. Wisdom ends there. But I have a long way to go. Osho said, is the self and the ego synonymous or opposite? The ego is the self. Mike Jones said, why would you, man? Why would you want to be around a man for a whole year, respectfully? Nothing wrong with that, champ. Y'all gotta get out of gay. Y'all plagued by gay. Gay talk don't matter unless motherfuckers is gay. You get my point? So I never be like no homo. Cause I ain't a homo blood, so whatever I'm saying ain't got nothing to do with homo talk, my nigga, cause I'm not homo. I wouldn't care if I say, this lollipop is so juicy in my mouth, yummy. Talking about a lollipop blood, I'm not no homo, and so I would, what the fuck does homo got to do with me? You say, oh, that sounds spicy. Probably do, my nigga, but still. I ain't spicy, so what are you talking about? You get my point, you gotta learn to be a man and not just flow with the dumb talk. You get my point? To say no homo is to say I'm a whole homo. Excuse me for my homo behavior. That's what saying no homo mean. I say, man, that lollipop look juicy the way you sucking on it. And I be like, no homo. Why I need to say that for, man? Who said anybody was a homo over here? Like that. You know you a homo. That's why you like, nah, no homo. It's like if a homosexual say the wrong thing to a straight man, so he gonna say like, I know you know I'm a homo, so I'm letting you know like, nah, this ain't a homo moment. You understand? So you like, nah, no homo. I'm not sure if that makes sense to some of y'all. If I'm a homosexual and I say something to a straight man, and it may come off a little homosexual to him, I would say no homo because he knows I'm homo, and so he may take it as I'm flirting with him. And that's not what I was doing. And so I say no homo, no homo. Now, if I'm straight and you straight, why the hell do anybody need to ever say that? That part, you know. Unless you have gay. Which y'all are. Salam, shalom. Solomon the Soul Star said, I saw through your BS. Like, come on, y'all don't argue on here. It ain't that deep. I'm sure he was just playing with you, champ. You can't be too sensitive, and people gonna really think you are gay, like you defending it, like laugh it off, like yeah, you right, champ. I ain't, I ain't. I'm not even going there. Like, you know what you meant. You ain't got to explain yourself to no man. Like, you feel me? You know you wasn't meaning gay when you said spend a year with me. You meant like you want to learn from me. Like how I said, if you around me, then you gonna be like me more. If you around whatever environment you in, you gonna match with the environment. You meant like that. He said what he said. You gotta grow in mind. Like I don't have to. You get it? He ain't talking to me. And you get my point? Who cares what the fuck he talking about? I know what I was talking about. And so you get my point? I say that because you're gonna take on his pain or whatever pain he pushing on you. So then you respond back in anger, like, are somewhat disturbed because you responded back. You don't need that. Like, that's what growing self. Those little nitpicks. You hold them, they start to grow and develop into other shit. You'll knock the little nitpick stuff to the side. You don't really need that. You're going to have big pains come your way. One of your loved ones might die this year. You don't need no, light, stupid shit getting you all riled up before the big shit hit. Quiet Riot said something wrong with my volume. Can you guys all hear me good? Or is it just his cheap ass phone? Did I say that very loud? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just playing. Is it his cheap ass phone, y'all, or is it? Do I need to adjust my volume? I'm talking low. Salam, shalom, Red Bull. Anthony Harris said, "This is Red Bull. Your contact has made it to Fort Worth. We're putting him under our wings. Salam, shalom, champ. You make sure you do your due diligence." Talking to you, Red Bull. You got to know people before you break your back. And so, I don't know the young fella. I was just telling you what he told me. And so you understand? Young fella fuck you over, rob you, kill you, your brother, your wife. Don't put burn on me. Like Solace, I'm got to do your due diligence, champ. And so that's too fast for somebody to be up under your wing. You got to know who under your wing lest they stick you in your fucking side. And so you one of my students, you got to be smarter than that, cowboy. It's just real talk. You don't owe nobody nothing. And so when you help a person, you make sure they worthy of it. Otherwise you get stabbed in your back, your rib, your spine. You get it, nigga, flatten your tire. That's when your lungs get punctured. You don't want to be like that. We don't even live in them times, like. And so I ain't saying a young man a bad person or not. I don't know him. I'm just somebody that follow me on here. Hopefully he got honor. And so make sure you test him out. And if he ain't all the way straightened out, he might be a little square. You gotta bring him around. Round that nigga out. Iron him out, something, but make sure you cover your ass. We live in, strange ass times. So you make sure the young man earn his keep. You make sure you test his temperature. You make sure he's good in his ways, or he got potential to be. Otherwise, you bring in, burdening other people's pain upon your own self. Mr. Anti-Everything, salam, shalom. Quiet Riot said, "No, I'm not being disrespectful, brother. It's when you lean back, your volume gets low." I wasn't saying you disrespected me because you can't hear. He said, "I wasn't being disrespectful when I said your volume was low. I didn't take it as disrespect. No better to play with me, blood. I'm Biggles." You put my ego there. Go back to sleep. Don't worry about it. Me and ego, blood. What are you talking about, my nigga? I would never think any of you motherfuckers would ever think about disrespecting me, blood. Sitting this bitch quietly mad is the pinnacles of y'all disrespecting me. RIP addresses will be booked. Mamas will be in black nightgowns, Nick. I'm sorry. Bring my ego down. I'm smooth with the word game. I'm smooth in real life, champ. The word game's just an expression of the self, the mind. So it ain't the words that's smooth. It's just me. Yeah. Words ain't separate from the self. Your words is the self. So if the words is smooth, it's cause I'm smooth like that. Words don't hold no authority. Said he from Harlem, that's why. From everywhere, champ. That's just the truth of the matter. So get to know a person before you start blurting out where niggas is from. Y'all weird in the daytimes, There's people from fucking Harlem, they think I'm from Brooklyn. Like, that nigga ain't from Harlem, he from Brooklyn, blood. And so, like I said, I'm from everywhere, cat daddy. You ain't got to try to, put me in no box or from no certain kind of place, because that's bozo shit to me. Nigga claim where he from, because he think where he from real. But where he from could be as real as it is. I wouldn't care what that got to do with him. Meaning y'all claim neighborhoods because y'all think these neighborhoods is tough. But that don't mean you tough. And so I wouldn't care where you from. Who you is who you is. And wherever you standing at is where you standing at. So I don't claim a block and say like I'm from here, it's mad tough. I'm from all tough hoods. But none of that would matter because what matters is I'm me. And so it wouldn't matter where the fuck I'm from. You gonna get the same thing. Like ain't gonna be no difference. And so do you get my point? It's not about where you from, who you are. You get my point? People don't know me by where I'm from. They know me. You get my point? And that's why some people tell you, nah, he from Brooklyn. Nah, he from Harlem. Nah, he from Uptown. Because they know me. That's all they truly know. I know that motherfucker will turn this shit up if he want. Not now, though. It goes against my wisdom, but... Sutter Ave in Brooklyn, Langston Hughes, Peace and Wisdom, Quiet Riot. Yeah, I'm from Linden Ave, between Church and Nostrand. I came up over there. You know, it gets live over there. What's that like, Flatbush? I went to 261 over there by Gowanus. So all the people from Gowanus projects, that's my age, they know me. We went to 261 together. Up the block from Gowanus. So like that, like I get around. That's why I'm strong how I am. I'm not used to, I'm used to being a new kid. I gotta stand on my own and deck a few niggas so we get shit straight. That's my comfort zone. So you get it? When y'all all come at me, that's normal, blood. Swear up. I'll fuck all y'all up. Like, because that's my normal life, nigga. I'm the new kid in the school. There's gonna be hella niggas I deck before we get this together. My mom's moved to Atlanta. Now these niggas got a different swag. So I'm gonna slap and choke a few of these niggas so we can get an understanding. People I know in Atlanta, they'll tell you, like, Solid's cool. I grew up with this nigga. He's straight. But it's because of that. Like, you get my point? You gotta be solid. Some of y'all grew up wherever you grew up at. You've been with the same people for your whole life. You never been on your own. Like, so you're a little weak and delicate, but this is alright. There you go, Quiet Riot. Solomon the Star said, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. It's not where you're from, it's who you is. Simple. Where you at, it's where you at. That's the same as, you know, where you're from. But none of that got to do with who you is. Unless you become one with the environment, which is what I tell y'all don't do. So kind of grasp. Nataru TV said it's detachment. Seeing myself as only the mind, and one with all. Is that the only way to get out of samsara? Seeing yourself as one with everybody here in existence and all things here in existence. Grasping all as one, all supposed to move on the same accord. This has nothing to do with my brain being like your brain or this person's brain. But we all come together on the same accord. We're all in life. Everybody has to look out for everybody so nobody has any hardship. So on and so forth. The complete opposite of what y'all know and live. And so, it's not about detachment, champ. It's about bringing in. I'm not separate from y'all. I'm wise and y'all dumb. Say that again. I'm really wise and y'all really dumb. But I still come and talk to y'all every day because y'all have to grow still. Like, you get my point? Y'all not separate from me to me. Like, y'all extensions of me. Y'all me in the past. If some of y'all wiser than I am, then you me in the future. But Y'all all just me in moments, a minute. Life is seconds. Y'all all some seconds of me, and vice versa. You get my point? When the mind truly can grasp that, then y'all will come in here, give thumbs up, cause y'all say, yeah, Silas, it's me, man. He working hard to help me and shit. I'm dumb as fuck. The least I could do is thumb him up, shoot him a little give back. You get my point? And so, it's well. You gotta get rid of the disturbances and stuff. Like I told y'all, try not to dislike nothing or nobody. I just want to interfere with y'all seeing things from a whole perspective. I don't look at y'all as dumb and stupid. I look at y'all as y'all need help. And so I'll make my efforts to help y'all. All help got to do with knowledge. You get my point? I'll teach a man how to fish, or you can just give him fish every day. And y'all in the charity work. You get my point? Y'all low. Not in a bad way, y'all just let yourselves get low. Life beat y'all and y'all look for charity. And get to self to a place where you start to ask for the knowledge instead. Motherfucker can give you $1 or show you how to make your own. You gotta get to a place where you like, you know what? I want to just starve out for a little while till I get it on my own. But show me. This is fasting. You say fasting from what? From money, taking the time out to learn. Y'all fast from food, y'all fast from sex, you can fast from television, music, but man don't never fast from getting money and handling business. When did you decide, you know what, I ain't worrying about money right now. When my money all run out, I just be broke, and that's that. But right, the self. When motherfucking bills kicking, you say, man, I got to get this money. And so you have the burdens of having monthly bills and monthly expenses, and so you're always on the grind, and the grip in the mind is always on that vibration. How can I earn more? I have deals coming in. You get my point? In that, you're not working on the self, you're working on the debt. And so most people spend their whole life working on their debt, focusing on their monthly expenses, never putting that same thought and energy into self. Think about how hard y'all think about y'all bills that's coming up. Some of y'all behind in certain shit, and you think about that. And it's a burden on your spirit. And like, damn, things are starting to rack the fuck up, man. You start thinking ahead, damn, I might be fucking broke by next year if this shit keep coming in like, damn. Get it? This is where all y'all burdens and y'all hardship and y'all negative emotional states come from. Y'all bills. If you lost, was you as stressed out as you are now when you was a kid? No, you wasn't. You know why? Because you ain't had no goddamn bills as a kid. And so nothing really mattered to you. Now you have bills and you have to work. And so every little thing bothers you. And it's truly because of that. Debt is a burden on the shoulders. And so y'all always got burden. In that, y'all don't got time to work on itself because y'all working on these goddamn bills. And once you pay them, you start to working on to pay the next month. You get my point? I'm gonna clock my 40 hours in, and I gotta clock my next 40 hours in, and then I'm gonna pay my rent again on the first. You cannot focus fully on self with all the burdens. And so I'll say again, when has a man fasted from making money? Never. Now I gave up a lot to get this knowledge. You get my point? And that's why I say this is $1 million scholarship. Because it ain't coming to me easy. I'm still trying to make back what was lost. At some point in my life, I said, whatever's going on, I fuck all that. You know how you be grinding, you trying to salvage shit, it getting hard. You like, shit getting hard, but I'm going to make it through. And you salvaging and trying to keep sure everything is, you got. Or everything you got, you keep. I got to a place where I said, fuck everything. I need to get my mind together. Because this shit is a recurring, you get it? Life is a circle, man. And I'm going to come upon hardship, and I'm going to come upon my good times, and then come upon hardship again. You get my point? And so, I let the hard shit just happen, like, but it wasn't hard shit. It was the beginnings of my wisdom. Meaning it started there with me saying this shit don't matter. I matter. I gotta get my mind together and my emotional state together, so things could be clear for me, so I don't have to be dependent on nobody. I have no issues. And so you get my point? During my whole process, fixing self, clearing self up so wisdom can be acquired, I'm losing things. You get my point? And I'm moving keys in the water, blood. So that means if I never stopped and fasted from all of that and getting money so that I can have wisdom, if I never stopped, I'll be where I'm at right now. Meaning I'd either be in law, be financially. You get my point? That's why I say I lost a lot to get the knowledge. And that's why I ain't so quick to just give it away for nothing. Wisdom gonna cost you, however you cut it. Everything in life gonna cost you. You think you just gonna get wise overnight? You gonna get wise when you stop paying attention to all your physical things and your physical burdens, and you apply all of that energy to self. And whatever you're going through physically, whatever, focus on self and adjusting self. When you get where you need to be mentally, physically, and emotionally, then you start to build your wealth back up. That's where I'm at. And so, if you come here balanced, give back. If wisdom costs me, it's going to cost you. And I don't know nobody that ain't pay for nothing. Whether we talking about your labor, your resources, or your physical papers, whatever. But there's always a cost. That part. And so y'all got to start to look at things like that. And you have to start to look at things from an adult mind. Wisdom is a dependence. Wisdom is an independence, or a growing into it. And so looking for handouts and free shit ain't gonna help you none. And so when you come here, the wisdom that I got, it was a lot that had to be gone through to get it. I didn't just wake up one day wise and said, I'm gonna be a wise teacher. But you get my point? Pressure make diamonds. If I'm really wise to you and you like, he's smooth as fuck, pressure you wouldn't last through. Yeah, so that part. Whatever I request, I deserve it. I know that from my own self. It don't matter about what somebody else's opinion is, because they didn't go through the fires with me to get this knowledge. That part. I had to do that. So, it's the same for everyone. You had to experience it first to learn from it. Salam, shalom. And so if you come here, like I said, this is not a haven for the impoverished. If you are impoverished, I don't want you to feel like I don't belong here. You come here and you start to grow, meaning apply the wisdom to self, and you grow. Otherwise, you come in here with the mindset that this is a haven for the impoverished. I'm already coming out of poverty, but good poverty. Poverty where I acquired my wisdom at. You get my point? And so, taking no shorts, no losses. That's what stupidity is about. You get my wisdom ain't about that. Wisdom ain't about shorts and losses. It's about everything being whole. When y'all apply the wisdom that I tell y'all, then y'all will see change in y'all circumstances. And some of y'all probably like, I don't know, how my financial situation gonna change listening to you? Apply what I say and then you'll see for your own self. If I say practice being fucking nice, then you just do that. You don't have to worry about, how's that gonna change my financial situation? Because motherfuckers with money might start to like you since you ain't moping around like it's the world's problem that you a bum. That's how people that got is. They come from struggle and hardship, so they don't give a fuck about your problems. Y'all think rich and wealthy people just woke up rich. They come from where you come from, blood. They had to damn near rip their nails up to get where they at. And so they don't give a fuck about your problems and your sob stories. You just them in the past to them. And that's the truth of the matter. Y'all judge rich people like me, motherfucker don't know nothing. Y'all lost on people that got hand down wealth. But that ain't most wealthy. Most wealthy had to go through the grit and grind. And yeah, they lost themselves at some point being rich for so long they forgot what being broke was. But you get my point? They don't give a fuck about y'all hardships because to them they y'all. You get my point? Like I came from fucking poverty. I had to grip and grind to get where I'm at. And so if you think I'ma just give it to you, you a fucking fool. And so I'm the same with my knowledge, which is wealthy. If you think I went through what I went through to get this wise to just give it to you, because you special, you a fucking fool. Work or put in on this. And so you get my point? Your perspective gotta change for your reality to change. You can't have a poor man's perspective expecting to get rich. You can't walk around looking at it like people gotta give me charity and help me get it. The mind has to be adjusted to what the self wants to be. And so you can't have a poor man's perspective and expect you ain't gonna be poor. And you can't have a rich man's perspective and you can't have a poor man's perspective and think you're gonna get rich. And you can't have a rich man's perspective and think you're gonna be poor. It all go together. You get my point? That's why I say a lot of y'all emotional states, y'all living that out. And that's the poverty that you living out. Meaning if you poor, check your emotional state. Is it poor too? Yeah. You probably got a stink fucking attitude. You can't be at the bottom and have the mind of a king. You gotta be humble. You gotta match your status. You get my point? And so a lot of y'all have to adjust y'all minds. Now I'll help y'all. Like I'll be humble with y'all. I don't have to, but don't make me know. Never mind. Big egos, humility. I'm me. I just use these things. I just use these things to have fun. But practice being humble. When I say humble, humble is a status for the less. You know, a slave. For a king could be humble. A slave can't. That's his status. He has no choice but to be humble or they will whip his back. And so the king tell a slave, be humble. He telling him to be his status. You getting above your status, nigga. You get it? This wasn't a phrase that was used in the past to aggravate somebody. It was a real warning. You better watch your ego, boy. Why? Because you are a humble, your status is humble. Meaning you a slave. You're poor. You're the bottoms of things. You have to be humble or you get beheaded. What you gonna do? Who gonna care? You poor. And so you get it? Only a king could be humble because he don't have to. You could be a humble king, but you're not never gonna hear a humble slave. What the fuck sense would that even make? The slave don't have no choice. It's his status. It's his status. And so a lot of y'all have to learn y'all status. Meaning if you know you poor, be humble. And humble yourself out of that poverty. Ego got to do with having. You can't be poor and have ego and expect to receive. Ego is for those who have already. What do they need to receive? And so you have to be real with self, know where the self is. Now it's good to be humble regardless what your status is. Why? Then ain't nobody got to feel like somebody above them ever. Be kind, humble, nice in your ways. Everything be everything. I have to use the restroom, but I'm trying to decide, should I just end the video? Oh wait, I'm gonna end it in a minute. I'm gonna end it in a second. So if you have any questions, y'all can ask. Whoever gave back, thank you. Salam, shalom. Quiet, right? You're right. Mike Jones said nobody should be broke. There's so many ways to get money. Broke is a lesson. Very few people get the lesson. So everybody should be broke because you niggas need lessons. Simple. If you don't like the word nigga, excuse me. I'm dealing with the thick head. Y'all view like everybody should be getting money and everybody should be rich. I view it in reverse. Everybody should be impoverished and poor because y'all brains work so much better than y'all so fake when y'all got pretending like people y'all fucking friend, giving up yourself to fucking leeches that you know don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, that. Then when y'all lose y'all shit, then y'all remember, like, fuck all these niggas. They ain't never give a fuck about me. Why you didn't know that before? Plus you're fake. Money shallowed your brain out and made you fake. And so you get my point? Always be real with self no matter what you get. Don't let nothing shallow you out. And stay firm. Be aware. Remember the bad times. That was the lesson. Man want to forget his bad times. You want to say like, man, my bad times is something I need to erase or conquer. No, you don't. You need to keep them bad times with you. And you don't need to remember the bad times you had, but just remember everybody that treated you bad. That's your bad times right there. Not the hardship you went through, but the people that kicked your ass while you was down, that was your hardship. You get my point? You got kicked out of your home and now you're homeless. That ain't your hardship. Your hardship is all the people that know you that ain't helping you and kicking your ass while you down. That's your hardship. That's the lesson. That's what you need to remember. You don't need to remember you was homeless. You need to remember everybody that fucked you over when you was. Remember that. Remember them. So you don't walk down that path again and get fucked over again. You get my point? There's lessons in hardship. And then you have good times, which is, you know, a break from the lessons. It's like recess in school. Sit in school learning, then you get a break from that shit. It's called recess and lunch. So look at your good times like that. You don't need to eat that much. And you don't need that much good times, just an hour here and there. And get back to the lessons. You get my point? Because once you learn them lessons, they don't repeat themselves. And if they don't repeat themselves, then you don't have no hardship. Everybody just got one hardship. And it has many expressions. But y'all all just got one hardship or one poverty with self, and when you find it and get rid of that, all your other poverties will go about their business. Y'all think y'all got a lot of different hardships and a lot of different problems, but it's just one problem, and it got a lot of expressions. Its seeds have blown all over the place, but it wouldn't matter. It's just one hardship you got, meaning y'all all got one fucking problem with the self. And if you adjust that problem with the self, you'll be alright. So it's a deep thing, try and grasp. Now if y'all have any questions, ask. Hopefully y'all grasp what I said about nothingness. I was actually supposed to break down more in regards to that. But the wise one is a little tired. Y'all still ungrateful souls. And so start here. When you come in here in good energies first. Feel good about yourself. It'll help you feel good about others. And you start on that frequency, that way when whatever's being said, you can bring it in, apply it, it'll work for you. Once you get that down pat where you ain't got, emotional problems to stop you from being friendly, especially to those that's teaching you and helping you. Once you get past that stupidness, then you learn to balance out and give back on a real level. But you gotta start there. It's like a kid. You gotta start with their manners first. And then when they get grown and they able to, when they get grown and their manners, benefit them, now that they got some. You get my point? Kid ain't got no manners, kid ain't gonna have shit. And this is why the parent teach the kid manners, because they know, man, if the kid running around and ain't got no fucking manners, ain't no adults that got shit gonna wanna help that kid with nothing, because he ain't got no goddamn manners. And so your folk, well, some of y'all, I suppose, your folks taught you manners, but that was why they did that. Because that's the only way you gonna get something in this life. If you well mannered and well spoken, meaning not speaking through your emotional state and your poverty and your pain, but you know how to relax the self down and speak from your heart, whatever that may be, without the pride getting in the way. If you need help, you need help, and you just humble the self, be well mannered and well spoken, and ask for that help. And if they say no, they say no. You get my point? But everybody ain't. You got a fucked up attitude, everybody gonna say no. You don't have to question that. And so you get my point? Some of y'all got to start at the basics like a kid. Work on your manners being wealthy, meaning your emotional state. Start with that wealth. Let that blossom into something. Because there really is no point to give in ugly spirits. You want to give when it's good. You get my point? That's why I tell y'all, come in good spirits. I'm giving y'all wisdom. It's only good if it's good. You get my point? If I feel like I don't want to teach them, they starting to get on my last fucking nerves. Y'all ain't gonna get taught no more. Because that gonna go against, you get it, what I live. So, try to grasp so I don't take things personal, but he said as long as it's still fiends, the money will never stop. Shalom. You kind of lost in street things. I suppose you think my channel based on that, but it ain't. Frown upon that kind of stuff. Fiends need help, champ. A lot of y'all parents was fiends, and so I'm 40. I'm not no kid. I drop keys in the water and I talk that fly shit, but I ain't impressed by that talk. Y'all are. You get my point? And so to say as long as it's fiends, the money will never stop is to say you gonna be out there breaking the law and you encouraging others to do that dumb shit. And then when you fools get locked up, you gonna call your hard-working ass mama to put the house up. And she worked her whole life to pay on that house. Why she gotta put it up for your bum ass? Why she gotta risk her hard work cause your ass stupid? You gonna pay her back for that house she put up for you? Hell no, you can't even pay your own fucking bed. You did that. And so that I'm at that age. I'm 40. I got a grandkid, my nigga. I ain't not fucking hear all that dumb shit. Because I know the truth behind these matters. Big talk, but then when you niggas get jammed up, it be little old grandma, not your big homie who dick you sucking, pumping him up. It be your grandma that you never talk about, or your mama that you never talk about, that bail you out and put their hard working house and shit up, risk being homeless for your goofy ass. And so you got to get to the place where you look at those things and say, I ain't about to be out here trying to impress the fucking world, because after I fuck myself up doing that, the world ain't gonna help me. It's gonna be my little old grandmama, my fucking sister, my mama, not these fucking fools. And so when you get your mind there, man, never got to look at it like, man, as long as there's fiends out here, as long as there's fiends out here, there's traps for you niggas to go to jail and shoot each other in the face. I'm gonna say it again, as long as there's fiends out here, you niggas will be going to jail. And that should be the only way you look at it. It shouldn't be, as long as there's fiends out here, it's gonna be money out here. That's the shit that gets you niggas in jail. That's the bribery to get you niggas in jail, because y'all ain't gonna sell drugs and risk y'all freedom for free. You're going to risk it for money. And so that's the bribe to get you in jail. And so the next time you see a fiend, you better look at that motherfucker as a trap to get you locked up. Otherwise, I see jail in your future, nigga. Enjoy it. Many that came before you, same mindset. And so they doing they dime and they 20. Some doing they L. But you gotta get to a mind where you grow and you say, nah, a fiend is a trap. And the shortcut is the same shit. And I mean, it's gonna flow. Like, y'all Babylon monkeys, I have to do this video explaining y'all how to free yourselves from Babylon and what that even means. But until then, just hang tight. He said, I'm just saying, I'm not a kid. I'm impressing myself and taking care of my seed. Again, some of y'all are lost and dumb. You never went through nothing, but I hear you, man. You on here telling on yourself. That's what you're doing. Let me help you right there. And so, read your comments so you can see for your own self. You telling on yourself, champ. Why you don't? I'm lucky I'm nice, my nigga, because I could just leave you like, you dumb. Let him tell on himself. But you don't ever say, I'm just saying, I'm not a kid. I'm impressing myself and taking care of my seed. So you let the whole world know you're selling dope, fool. That part. You too stupid to sell dope and take care of your seed. If you can't see that for your own self, I don't know what to tell you, champ, but your seed is worth more than having your brain as a daddy. If that's how you're going about taking care of your seed. You take care of your seed by removing your seed from those type of things. And the only way your seed gonna remove from them type of things is if you is. How you got 1 foot in the grave and think your seed ain't gonna have 1 foot in the grave? Talking about I'm taking care of my seed. You teaching your seed how to throw their life away the same way you are for some quick shit. And so by the time your seed get whatever age they gonna be, you gonna be in a fucking pokey. And so you taking care of your seed for how long? Don't say forever, because I don't know no nigga that break the law forever. And so that part. You're using your seed or exploiting your seed for your negative actions like all niggas do in the hood. I'm selling dope to take care of my kids. You selling dope because you a low life, and don't put that on your fucking kids. They ain't tell you to do that. Again, you don't put that negativity on your fucking kids talking about I sell dope to take care of my kids. That's what Biggie said. Niggas call the cops on me for selling dope. I'm just trying to take care of my daughter. No, you wasn't. You're using your daughter as an excuse for your bad actions. That part. Half you niggas was selling dope before you had kids. Why is you bringing up the kid like you wasn't selling dope anyway? You started selling dope because you had a kid? No, you didn't, nigga. You was already selling dope. Like that. I'll use the babies and I'm real. Be real. Do what you do because that's what you do, and that's just that. You ain't got to put that shit on nobody jacket. I never said I was selling drugs. It's all type of fiends, not just dope fiends. Shalom, shalom, champ. You young-minded, but the best thing you should do is just be quiet. You don't have a mind to know, like, you told on yourself already. Your stupid reasoning of trying to take it back, ain't nobody biting that. You get it? Who cares if you sell dope? Don't nobody know what you is. I'm just telling you for real life, because in real life, your lips probably loose in the same way. I would have fired you, nigga. This nigga can't work. He too dumb. Talk too much. If you in the street, you don't even need to be on here typing. I'm telling you that for your own benefit, nigga. Don't be seen, nigga. Why do anybody got to tell you niggas that? If you break the law, don't be seen nowhere. Not online, not nowhere. And so take the advice at home. But if you break the law, you want to get used to keeping your goddamn lips like this. You should never have nothing to say. You should always just be looking. That's how I hustled back in the day. I don't have nothing to say. Move out my way so I can see, nigga. You blocking my view up the block. That's it. Look up on the roof down the block, that's it. Get out my way so I can see. I don't got nothing to say outside of get out my way, I can't see. And some of y'all hustle with niggas like me before. They don't got nothing to say. Just get the fuck out my vision. I need to see up the block who coming. Outside of that, I don't got no opinion. I don't got nothing to say. Cause your words will be used against you, nigga, in the court of law. That's how I came up old school time, nigga. It's nothing to talk about because whatever you say gonna get used against you in court. And so the moment I start moving my product, my lips don't work no more. I don't know how to talk. I know how to write on napkin. I'll put the sample in a napkin and pass it to you, nigga, but I don't know how to talk. The price is on the motherfucking napkin and it's in there. Don't say nothing to me, nigga. You buying or what? We don't need to talk. Why? You wired, nigga? Again, that's how we hustle back in the day. It's nothing to talk about unless you wired, man. Otherwise, what you talking for? You know what you here for, Cat Daddy, right? I slid you the napkin, nigga. The sample's in there with the price on the napkin. Eat it when... Don't pass it back to me. You swallow that napkin. Y'all don't hustle like we used to back in the day. Ain't nobody playing with their life back in the day, blood. Period. All that cute talk y'all got going on in the day. Nobody want to hear that back in the day. Get on your shit and keep your fucking mouth shut. Make your rounds, nigga, and have your exit strategy. Niggas hustle with no exit strategy. And hustle with a bunch of talking involved. And so, you should be clear why I left the streets. You niggas dumb as fuck out there. You say, you don't know if I'm talking about selling clothes, food, soap, etc. I never said drugs. Champ, I'm not even talking to you no more. You good to go, champ. I wouldn't care what you... He thinks I care. I wouldn't care what you do, blood. I'll beat you up, my nigga. Like, I just told you I'm old school. You talk too much for me. That's how it will flow. Say like, blood, what you talking about? Like, why you keep explaining to me what you do, my nigga? Then I just knock you right out right there. The fuck this nigga keep talking to me about like he don't do this or that. Like I won't clean his clock out. That's how I know y'all not from the hood. If you from the hood, you know like, nah, that is how we go. In real life, niggas be talking like that, then the one nigga get up and be like, who the fuck is you talking to? I said what I said, nigga. And clean your clock clean out. What the fuck you trying to explain shit to, blood? I ain't choking you, get? Little nigga, I ain't your motherfucking mother. Watch your mouth when you talk to me. I come up old school like that. Nigga, straight clean your clock out. Oh, fuck what you talking about, nigga. You whatever I said you was. If I say you move product, nigga, you move fucking product. I make you move mine. That part. Y'all think life a joke and people be playing like. Niggas come from backgrounds y'all wouldn't last. See, I got them bullet holes and shit. So don't ever get nothing twisted when I tell you the things I do. I come from where y'all wouldn't last. Meaning a lifestyle y'all wouldn't last in. You'd be dead, my nigga. Like, you talk too much. You don't know how things work. And so if you out in them streets, learn that. It's like the jungle, my nigga. Animals don't talk. They just move. They know body language and they know that. And those that don't know that, they get ate. Again, when you in them streets, learn how not to talk and how to get your mannerisms together. Because animals don't speak. Ain't nobody gonna tell you when you gonna get your goddamn brains blown out because animals don't talk. You got to know mannerisms. Like, oh, it's my time, I think. Shit ain't looking right. And a lot of y'all ain't got that sense. You think it's gonna come to you in word. I'm gonna know when they gonna whack me because they gonna tell me. No, they not. Animals don't talk. You just gonna get bit. And so if you in them streets, they way deeper than you think, get out. Half y'all ain't even built. You wouldn't even last out there with me. And I ain't the top of the pinnacles out there. I'll tell you again, I'm not the top of the pinnacles of the gangsters in the street. And half y'all wouldn't even last with me on my block. I'll thug you out. So, this nigga's way worse. I'm the good one. Like, I quit the streets, my nigga. Again, this nigga's way worse than how I was. They still out there. And so, that life different. You got to come up in that thing from 2, 3 years old. It got to be a part of your genetics. Nigga, your daddy got to be a dealer. Like, it got to be instilled in you. Ain't something you adopt later in life. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit the streets. And no, all niggas from the streets come from that joint from when they young. They mom and daddy got the card games going, and they sneaking out the room, and they life got a certain kind of pattern. Again, if you from the streets, you know what I'm talking about. Your mama, your daddy, and used to have them card games and used to sneak out. I used to do the same shit. Came from Menace to Society. That movie, that. It's a real life thing that you come up under. It ain't something you be like, I'm gonna go down to the hood today and try to be down. You raised up in that motherfucker. Everybody know you. It's in your mannerisms since a kid. You get my point? They waiting for you to get grown. Like that. And so you know how people be like, man, what age you jumped off the porch? I don't know what that means. I was born off the porch. Like, there was no porch. It was just outside. That's it. And so there was no age I jumped off the porch. I was always in training since I was born. That's how it go when you in the hood. You in training from the moment you born to be a street ass nigga. And you gotta stop that on your own. Otherwise, you're in training. And so it's gonna be instilled in your brain beyond what you can fathom. Meaning fucking yourself over gonna be instilled in your brain beyond what you could fathom. But you don't view yourself as fucking yourself over. You view yourself as I'm doing what I need to do in this life to make sure I'm good. And you don't need to do what you need to do in this life so you be good. You need to do what you need to do in this life so life itself be good. Because that's the only shot you got at being good. If life is good, then you good. If it's all fucked up in life, but you like, as long as I'm good, I don't know what you think good is, nigga, but don't step outside your house then. And so you be good so life could be good. Or you do what you need to do so life could be good. You don't do what you need to do for you to be good. When you do what you need to do for you to be good, you about to do some shit you don't need to be doing. That's what that means. That mean you not gonna be good. Cause you not whole. You thinking about me. I gotta do what I gotta do for me. Not I gotta do what I gotta do for the whole because I'm here in this whole and the only way I'm gonna ever be good is if the whole is good. You get my point? Y'all don't view it like that. That's why I tell y'all, you gotta be balanced in life. Everybody got to take care of everybody because if ain't one person ain't good, they gonna pass that not goodness around. You can't live in life and these people over here fucking starving and you think, well, I'm good. How? They in the same life as you, that shit gonna come your way. The only way you can be sure you good is if everybody good. Then ain't nobody got no motive to do anything. And so y'all need to learn, like, you gotta get the emotional state together. Thank you, Thomas, man, and whoever else gave back. Salam, shalom. And so, Mike Hard, don't take offense. He's stupid. Said he sell Girl Scout cookies. Salam, shalom. Mike Jones. Don't take offense, Mike Jones. I don't want you to feel like whatever you are, and however your mind is, it is. But don't never let your mind get stuck. So if you is in the streets, I wouldn't know. Don't let your mind stay there. You get it? You hustling in the streets, you gotta have a mind to know, like, I don't want to be here. You don't ever want to be somewhere where you get to the place where you cool with being there. This is how niggas got through back in the day. All niggas selling they dope, but they like, I don't want to be here, man. They trying to make their moves to get out. Again, when the nigga starts selling dope, he already got it in his mind. Whatever crimes he doing, he want out. This is not about him staying in, but he went out. Y'all start making moves and then y'all become one with the environment. Y'all just get chalked out there. Then y'all don't know how to read body mannerisms. Y'all not real animals. Y'all don't know how to read body language, and that's why I tell y'all, like Goofy, my nigga, I be looking at y'all body mannerisms. Y'all be wearing Vans and shit, y'all goofies. Like, you get it? I know from mannerisms, like who's solid and who, if I catch them by themselves, I'll crumble them. All of y'all, you could tell from a person's body language what they truly is. Y'all listen to man's words. I look at man's nature, his actions, and how he move. You'll tell me everything I need to know about him. Again, I pay attention to his actions, like what he doing, and how he move, like when he talking, how he move his hands. I can tell from his mannerisms everything I need to know, and look at his eyes. I ain't got to listen to nothing he say. I already know what he is from watching how he walk, how he move his arms, and how he move about, like what he doing. Y'all don't got that talent no more because y'all don't have real OGs that groom you up in thing. It's like I said, when you from the streets, you groomed up in that thing since 2, 3 years old. Ain't nothing to you to know how to size somebody up. You been doing that since 3. That part. Nigga start being a lookout at 8 years old. He know everything about sizing somebody up. It's his job to make sure the cops don't come down the block. And so he know how to size somebody up. Again, he been getting drilled on these things since 8. Since 3. That part. Y'all don't have no skills in the daytime. Just good words. Can't get results off nothing. New World Knowledge said, I would sneak out and collect cigarette butts and have empty beers. Yeah, you was doing quite bad, brother. Salam, shalom. Hopefully you overcame that, though. Some of y'all might be there right now. People get drunk to that point where y'all look for empty beers. I never know that is tough. What the fuck? Telling me winos actually look like they check beer cans, and I ain't saying they don't. That's deep as fuck. If that's what happens, then you got to know how powerful that alcohol is, my nigga. Cause that's crazy. Got kick cans and shit. I walk down the street, I see a kid, I kick it. Like, I ain't think about picking it up. Something in there. Shit deep out here, man. Be well, that's all I can say. Now, if y'all have any questions, ask. I'm about to depart. I have to eat. This the best part, right? Whatever you do, do it in class. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. Whatever you do, have class about what you do. Don't promote it to others. You get it? I tell kids all the time, and you gotta watch your habits, man. I picked this up when I was young. I wouldn't recommend you fuck with it. But you're gonna do what you want. You get my point? Do whatever you do with class. I smoke my butt or whatever in the house. In the outside, nigga, all tacky and stuff like that. I'm older. I used to have to pick my daughter up and shit from school. So, you get my point? I'm groomed different than y'all. I mean, if you had to pick your kids up, then you kind of pay attention to how you moving outside, because you don't want to go to the school and niggas know you for the sloppy ass. You have kids, you kind of think for your kids. Like, hold on, I can't be doing all that dumb shit to make my kid look bad to their teachers and shit. You get it? And so, like that, I'm kind of aware how I carry myself, because I don't just represent myself. So if I play stupid or I play silly, I make sure y'all know there's a side of me that's very intelligent and good to go. Sometimes I like to play. Ain't about having to stick up your ass. But you get my point? carry everything right. Caucasian. Salam, shalom. I don't know what that means. Somebody said there's no such thing as a clothes or food fiend. Must have never seen a fat person or somebody with too much fucking clothes, but I'm not sure why you say that. My baby mama is a clothes fiend. She will spend her rent on an outfit, man. Like, she crazy. Now, she probably the flyest chick on life. I ain't gonna say she. I ain't gonna say she ain't. Meaning she the first person I ever seen with Balenciagas on. She put me up on them shits. This was a long time ago, like 2013. Meaning before any of y'all ever had Balenciagas, my baby mom's was wearing them things. Now her feet only weigh like a 2. I mean, mom 4'8", 4'9". She little, feet little. But, you get my point? She'll go broke being fly. So like she'll close at it. I have to tell her, but then that's an argument. You get my point? If I be like, why you calling me to pay your rent and shit? I just gave you money, what you did with it. So because she a clothes fiend, we gonna argue. You know what I mean? She don't wanna hear that shit. And so you have clothes fiends, you have food fiends, all kind of fiends. People that's fiends for love, they so desperate to be in love, they break up, then they just jump into the next relationship. They a love fiend. They don't love nobody, they just love being in love. Like, got all kind of fiends. What make you a fiend when you ain't got no control? So it's okay to indulge and do as you do. That's why fasting is important. And had you took a time out every week to fast from the drugs you doing, then you would have never got addicted. Again, y'all start whatever drugs y'all do, but y'all don't do it every day. Then when y'all start doing it every day, y'all get addicted. But that's because y'all don't take a day of fasting. You get my point? Meaning if you keep in the mindset, whatever I engage myself into, I'm not going to do it every day. If you embark on anything you do with that mindset, you're not never going to get addicted to nothing because you're not going to do it every day. You're going to keep a day for fasting. It takes 7 days to get addicted. It takes 7 days for everything. But if you can fast one of them days, then you can always cut through addiction. Meaning addiction takes 7 days to bind itself. And so, let's say you drink on the weekends. You start drinking 5-6 times a week. Don't let it go past that. Meaning you better fast once every week from that shit. If you can do that, then that means you can quit the liquor. That means you ain't addicted. If you can't go one day without whatever you love, you got a problem. That's why you fast, so you could see for your own self. Do I have a fucking problem? You drink every day, right? Fast tomorrow. If you have struggles fasting from drinking tomorrow, then you know you have a drinking problem. Otherwise, why can't you just go one day without it? What's one day? Like that. You say, can you fast from food for a day? Some of y'all say, hell nah. So now you know you addicted to food. Otherwise, why can't you just go one day? What's one day? And so whatever you can't go one day without, that means you got a problem. Meaning you attached to the thing. It ain't in a good way. That's never good. I don't care if you're in love with somebody. Look at your spouse and ask yourself, can I go a day without seeing them? And am I struggling through this day? Or is it just easy for me? Because if you're having struggles, I don't care if you get through the day. If it was a struggle, you better go another day. You got a problem. I'm going to say it again. If you say, I smoke bud every day, I'm not going to smoke tomorrow. And you find yourself struggling. But you don't smoke. But you like, damn, that was rough. Go another day. And you go as many days as you need to go to until you feel like, okay, this day wasn't rough to get through smoking. Why? Because you got a problem. You attached. And that's what's going to bring you down, being attached. You love somebody. If you can't go a day without seeing them, you attached. You're going to bring them down and your own self down. When y'all overly possessive of people, then y'all bring them down. You bring yourself down. You gotta be loving. You gotta have love in a balance. Like, love is not a possession thing or a possessive thing. Get my point? You love your kids. Anything your kid do is not going to stop you from loving them. You may not agree with what they do, but it's not going to interfere with your love, where you feel like I'm getting a divorce from my kid. Nobody ain't going to ever say no dumb shit like that. That's their kid. Y'all don't view y'all wives and spouses in that way. You get it? Y'all love is conditional. I love them if they live up to this standard. That standard could be don't cheat on me, treat me well, whatever. But if they abandon this standard, then I'm taking my love back. And because y'all don't love all the way for real, you get my point? Y'all love under conditions. You get my point? You love the man. If the man cheat on you, then you're going to take your love back, or you're going to want to. You don't look at the man as your kid and say he got a problem, but I still love him. That's my man, and I got to do what I got to do to see if he can be helped. And then if he can't, I have to do him like I would do my kid and just love him from a distance. Vice versa with your wife. She do something you don't like, you don't go upside her fucking head, nigga. I'm gonna say this. Because your chick you don't like your chick mouth, you can't hit her. Anybody, like, just because you don't like what somebody say, you can't hit them. That means you got emotional problems. And so if you got a lady and she run her mouth, just leave her. You don't gotta beat her up, nigga. You lose when you do that. You just pushed it up to another level. It ain't even about her mouth no more. You abusive. You get my point? And so, whatever your woman's saying, it should never take you to a place where you want to go upside her head. I understand we get mad at men. But you should never get to that point where you like, damn, I think I'm gonna go upside her fucking head. That mean that you need to, you gotta go. Meaning you need to be away from her. The love ain't all the way right there. Meaning you don't trust her, something's wrong. The love is tainted. Cause you ain't gonna go upside the head of somebody you love. I love my kids. You can ask both of my kids. Have your daddy ever slapped your face? Took off his belt and beat you? They'll both tell you, nah, my dad ain't never did more than grab me. And they'll both tell you, it only happened one time. And it never had to happen again after that. But you get my point, them my kids. I'm not beating my kids. I tell both they mamas that. Why you hitting them? Like, you're not teaching them discipline, you teaching them to be violent. You get my point? And so, you gotta measure yourself like that. It's like my mama. I never put my hands on my mama. Some of y'all slapped y'all mama or wrestled with your mother before. It was a grabbing. You can ask my mama. Did Solace ever? She'll tell you no. Hell no. You fucking crazy? I never cursed my mother out. Like, fuck you, bitch. It never happened. You get my point? And so, you gotta have control or you gotta have real love. If you got real love for a thing, it ain't gonna happen. Now, me and my sister have fought, but she's my older sister, so you get it? But I ain't never, like, deck her. You get my point? Meaning, I ain't never deck my sister or slap her face and crazy shit like that. But I grabbed her up before. You get my point? Meaning, that's the extent of my shit with my close loved ones. And that ain't something that's likely to happen unless you pressing up on me. And so y'all have no separation between y'all loved ones and strangers in the fucking street. You get my point? Meaning if you wrestled with your mama or grabbed her up or some shit, you would do that to anybody. That part. Y'all love strangely, possessively. Million goals. Said today I woke up and decided I'm gonna do nothing. Yeah, because you're a nothing. It's a lot. Let me stop bothering y'all. How do your one-on-one sessions work? Many different ways. They work in person and they work over the phone. In person is how you learn. Over the phone, this is how you improvise when you can't learn in person. But that's how they work. Let's say you're getting a one-on-one on a scholarship. You say, Silas, I want to understand the first chapter of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So then I send you a copy of the book so you can read along. This is if we not in person. If we in person, then we just read through it. You know, read through each piece of it, explain it. Do you understand? No, I don't get that part. Okay, let's read through it again. Better yet, let's read this text because it coincides with it. And we go to the next text. What's your reference? Well, now do you get it? But usually people get it. I give life reference. Like if I'm explaining something, I'll give you something in real life that you know is real. And then you'll understand. If we read in the Quran and you say, Silas, I don't understand this surah, then we read through it, like how I did with Iblis in the Ib. How I was explaining Iblis is the personification of the Ib. Ancient Egyptians have the Ib. That word means heart. I did a video explaining how Iblis is a personification of the Ib. The Ib is the heart. The heart is where the pride and all the emotion is. Iblis had pride. You get it? Arabic, ancient Egypt, these societies, you get my point, they in the same area, the same teaching, same understanding. So Iblis is just a personification of the heart, but it's explaining darkness being created because of that pride. So you have the menstrual cycle, this is dark unseenness, you know. It does just like the moon, crescent, half, gibbous, then full moon, or ovulation. That menstrual substance evolves into an egg cell, which is a pre-body. That body develops in womb, it's born out. That body is a result of that menses, or that nothing. Men is menses, menstrual cycle, menses. When you see words in ancient Egypt like menses, or what do they call the pharaohs? The first dynasty. I think it's menses, I forget. But it got to do with that. Menstrual cycle evolved into men. And so how can I put it? Physical body itself is nothing. The awareness is what's within it. But that's not the point I was making. I lost my point. Alright. Hopefully y'all grasp whatever it is I was explaining. Oh, how one-on-ones work. But I got off that topic somewhat. And so just try to grasp. Like I said, I lost my train of thought. I gotta pee. So my mind kind of half on that. And half on whatever y'all asking. Out of mindset said I will apply that financial alchemy to my life. You gotta apply that every day. Meaning every day you got to hear understanding of like how that. Whatever you heard today to make you say, that was deep. You have to hear that kind of stuff every day. To keep the mind in that vibration. So every time you do something that goes against wealth, emotionally or mentally, you can catch it. You get it? Y'all living out y'all physical emotions. But it starts with the brain. Y'all have y'all thoughts. They collapse into y'all emotional state. That emotional state is what manifests out. Meaning y'all act how y'all feel. If y'all act how y'all feel, y'all actions is building out that emotion. This is what men don't realize subconsciously. Damn, I feel fucked up. I'm going to go outside and my actions is going to mimic my emotional state. And that's how I'm manifesting out my emotional state. You get pissed off, you whoop this nigga ass. You just manifested out your emotional state. Now you're going to jail. You get it? Now you gotta pay bail. And if he sue your ass, now you gotta pay his doctor bills. And so you see how you just manifested out your own poverty from a impoverished mental state or emotional state, which is anger. Anger is poverty. That's how people in poor neighborhoods deal with their problems, by yelling and screaming. And so you have to know poverty when you see it on an emotional level, mental level, and physically. Now y'all know poor physically, but most of y'all don't know poverty emotionally and mentally. You see motherfucker arguing and cursing and always mad and you know that project shit. That part. That's how they handle their problems emotionally because the emotional state is impoverished. You have to look like you tough in poor environments. And so whenever you see yourself acting tough, you have to know that's poverty. They don't have to act tough in rich neighborhoods. Again, if toughness go with poor neighborhood, then whenever you find yourself acting tough, then you know I'm on my poor. Because that's what you're going to manifest out. You find yourself all angry and emotionally disturbed, that's poverty stuff. Meaning that's what they feel in poor neighborhoods. In wealthy neighborhoods, they're more relaxed and mild. And so when you see yourself going off on a tangent, you have to catch self and say, this is poverty emotionally. It's going to manifest out physically if I don't catch this shit and get my emotional state together. It's simple. In the rich neighborhoods, when they get mad at each other, do they go get guns and shoot up the whole fucking block? No, they don't. So you have to learn to identify what they do in poverty and what they do in wealth. Emotionally, we're not speaking their money. That part. You're using poverty and wealth to adjust the mind and spirit. What do the poor people do on an emotional level? What do the rich people do on an emotional level? Then you can understand, okay, when I go into that emotional state, that comes from the poverty. You may be somebody that come from a impoverished neighborhood, and so you're bringing poverty with you. You get it? You're staying by your environment until you become observant and start to clean little stains you carrying over. Your bowl get cleaned out, but it's still stained. Meaning you move out the ghettos, but now you still got stains from the ghettos, little poverties. They lie in your emotional state in your mind. That's why I said my channel ain't the haven for the impoverished. The things I teach is truly for the wealthy. If somebody wealthy, but you know you got a poor ass mind and a poor ass emotional state, it's for you. We leave out them poor environments because we come up upon money. But the mind and the emotional state be staying with the poverty. And we find ourselves wealthy, arguing and getting all mad, and that's how things work in impoverished environments. That is emotional poverty. You get my point? Niggas say, fuck that, man. They be going down over there. I'ma get my pistol before we slide out. That nigga got a poor mind. They do that in the ghetto. Where it's the ghetto is the impoverished environments. It don't matter if you from there. I'm from the ghetto, but I don't identify myself as one with that place. So I don't care who talking about the ghetto, cause it ain't my ghetto. I ain't one with that fucking place. I was just born there, and I left. And so again, if you plagued by certain shit, you ain't gonna be able to grasp certain knowledges. But you gotta know the difference in poverty and wealth, mentally and emotionally. If you got a problem and you like, man, I'm about to go get the strap, you poor minded. That manifests poor results, man. Like handcuffs. Talking to your baby through the glass. Yeah, that's how niggas do it. Niggas glass touch. Put your titties on the glass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, they don't do that, but I suppose if you behind the glass, you wouldn't mind. And so, do you get my point? You have certain actions that correlate with poverty, meaning you have certain emotional states that are impoverished emotional states, and you have certain emotional states that are not. You have to learn the difference and catch yourself when you see yourself indulging in impoverished, because that's what you're going to manifest out. Meaning a poor person only poor because they mind and spirit poor. That ghetto beat them down, and nobody came along to explain to them. Fuck what anybody ever told you. You did this ain't your ghetto. You not one with this fucking place, and whatever they beat you down and told you about yourself was a fucking lie. You great. You just need to fix your mind and your spirit. And once they get it? It's like the white dude did with Mike Tyson, Gus Customato. You know that nigga got a poor mind and a poor spirit. He not never gonna be fucking great. He gotta stroke this boy's ego back. This boy not never gonna be no champ till I raise his ego. He low. He will rob us. He too impoverished and dumb to realize he could be the heavyweight champ. And so before Gus Customato start teaching Mike Tyson, he started giving him a bunch of compliments, raising his emotional state back up. So he feel like he got worth. You get it? You have to be groomed into that to where you can catch it. Like, I'm not impoverished. It got nothing to do with that shit. People go through poor moments and wealthy moments. But in terms of you letting one define you, this is when you become the thing. And so you get it? Some of y'all need that. You need that Gus Customato. That's what we gonna call it. When a nigga just stroke your ego and get you where you need to be mentally and emotionally. Cause some of y'all be beat down so much emotionally, you feel like a nothing. And so, meaning if you feel like you ain't nothing, that's poverty, nothing. And so you get it? This topic go deep, but I got a tinkle. So hopefully y'all grasp, y'all apply it to self. Those of y'all that gave back, thank you kindly. I truly do appreciate it. I hope y'all don't take that as like something I just said. I mean that. Those of y'all that gave back, thank you. On a real level. You help the wise one to eat. You help the wise one to look good. You help the wise one to be able to knock out these deep knowledges without having to do two jobs. Meaning work for Babylon and then do my own work. And so it's like any person with a business. They should be thankful for those that come and shop with them because they help them from having to do two jobs. Because a businessman ain't going to stop trying to make his business grow. Meaning most businessmen had two jobs before their business was their only one. And so if you a business person, you think back to when you had to work and do your business. And you be thankful for those that support you. It's that simple. You gotta be thankful to receive. You stop receiving when you become ungrateful. If you confused, give somebody something. If they act like they don't give a fuck what you gave them, are you gonna give them something again? Probably not. That part. Ungratefulness is the beginnings of the road to having nothing. Being thankful for what you got and always being able to look and say, well, what do I have to be thankful for? Thankful lead to more. Now, the next time somebody give you something or you give somebody something and they say, oh, thank you, I truly appreciate it, man, I really needed this. You feel good. You say, oh, I'm glad I was able to help, man. Y'all feel real good when y'all able to help people. Y'all try to pretend like y'all don't, but y'all do. Especially when you know they needed that shit and they might start crying a little bit and hug you. You like, yeah, I did good. Like that. Being thankful is how you begin to receive. This start in life before anybody give you shit. The attitude got to be thankful. then you will start to receive. If the attitude is obligated and ungrateful, well, you're gonna start to lose. And so you always do a self check. Like I said, every night I reflect. I'm not sure if y'all apply the wisdom that I give y'all. I give y'all what I do, keep myself good. And so I reflect every night to make sure these certain type of things is in place. You get it? And make sure I'm thankful. It's just routine for me. Meaning I'm going to always be thankful because that's just a part of my nightly routine. To think what I have to be thankful for today. And this is a matter of my truly thinking. Like, okay, yeah, there's always good things happening. Why you can't identify none? That means you got a problem. And so I have no problem identifying none of the good stuff that happened. Just me waking up. Thankful for that. You get my point? Every little detail I'm thankful for. I went and see my sister today. I ain't seen her in a little while. Thankful for that. You get it? Every piece of thing. I say that because I could die tomorrow. My sister could die tomorrow. But at least I seen her like that. You gotta learn to be thankful in that way for a reason where it's real. Like you see how I say I seen my sister today. You ever say so what? That ain't shit. It is shit if she fucking die tomorrow. Like that. Where it's real thankfulness. Like, yeah, I seen my sister today. And I did a whole bunch of shit. But you get my point. I'm just giving you the perspective. The mind has to always be thankful. This is why I'm able to teach, still do what I do, and I'm always well. Because behind the scenes, I'm thankful. I keep my mind and my vibration humble and good. You get my point? You got to be humble to do what I do, y'all assholes. So, you get my point? It's easy to get riled up and angry. Y'all are unbalanced and crazy and shit. And so, you get my point? You got to take the time out with yourself. Start with the evenings, man. Before you go to sleep, do a little reflecting, do a little breathing, learn to relax self, bring yourself down before you go into your abyss. Be thankful that you come out of it because you ain't had no control over yourself when you was there. We talking about unconscious sleep. You bring yourself down before you go there, and you say your thanks before you go there. Meaning I give thanks to the unconscious. Say why? Because when I go there, I might not fucking come out. And what could I do about it? I don't even know I exist when I go there. And so if the unconscious let me out, thank you. That's death, nigga. When you don't know you exist no more, that means you dead. When y'all fall into unconscious sleep, that's a speck of death. So you could see, like, this how it will be if you wasn't in existence, nigga. Y'all look at it like, okay, here's existence and I'm out of it. No, existence when you know, you don't even know you exist. You just sleep. No thoughts, nothing. When y'all wake up, y'all don't even know what time it was. How long y'all been asleep, y'all was gone. You get it? Literally. You was in nothing. Which is nowhere like that. Now, can you for sure say you gonna wake up tomorrow out of that unconsciousness? Hell no. Ain't in your control. Y'all just get snatched out of it. And y'all get received into it. Y'all don't control when unconsciousness starts. Say, I'm gonna lay down, it starts right now. Don't work like that. You have to wait till it take you in, and it chooses to do that when it wants. Sometimes y'all say, I can't go to sleep. I've been laying here all night. Unconscious don't want nothing to do with your ass. That's why. It will take you in when it feel like it. And it will let you out when it feel like it, if it do. And you gotta know one time it ain't. And so you always give thanks to the unconscious. That's the mercy seat. Again, that's the mercy seat. Because it give y'all mercy every day. You woke up today? That part. Be thankful. You can thank God or whatever you want, but you better thank that real fucking thing that you do know. That we all visit every night. Everybody know unconsciousness. Say, why should I give thanks to death? Because death lets you go. Ain't your job to judge nothing. You supposed to be whole. Death got its purpose, and devil got its purpose, and God and everything got its purpose to fulfill its opposing side. Devil is devil or evil is to make those that experience evilness yearn for goodness. Each side fulfilling its opposite end, all bringing forth the whole. You don't need to worry about death. Death is evil, and there ain't nothing evil. Everything serves its purpose. You respect what need be respected. That part. Y'all don't respect death. That's why y'all don't live y'all lives like how y'all need to. Because y'all don't really respect death. Y'all don't really respect life. Y'all fear death. That's why y'all fear life. See how that works? Y'all avoid death so y'all avoid y'all own damn selves. You got to respect every aspect of a thing. Death got hella glory. It helped y'all to come into existence. It snatch y'all up. It's like unconscious sleep. It snatch y'all up. That part. And so you got to learn these. You got to learn these forces in life. These is real entities. They have their powers and their control over you. And you don't have none over it. Y'all can't do shit to unconscious. But unconscious could take any of y'all right now. It's a nigga dying right now. It's a nigga falling into unconscious sleep right now. And can't nobody say he gonna wake up. It's a boxer getting knocked out right now, and they don't know if he gonna wake up. They just assuming he is, because usually boxers get knocked out and wake up. But he don't have to. And so you respect that force. You life, but you ain't that. You get it? Y'all respect and love life. Cool, you are life. Meaning when you die, that's the end of life and existence from your own perspective. And so you is this life that you know, but you ain't that death. And you better not never think it is. That shit cold blooded. That shit don't take no days off work or no hours. It don't take lunch break, nothing. You talking death. It don't take lunch breaks. It don't take no days off. It don't never put in for sick time. That shit work and is dedicated to its job every second of the existence. And so some shit like that you gotta respect. Y'all ain't that fucking sharp. Y'all ain't deaf. That's why if a man ever look you in the eyes and tell you I'm the Grim Reaper, motherfucker, you dead. Like, you ain't never gonna find that kind of dedication. Like death. Nigga wanna kill your ass, you gonna die. That part. Salam, shalom.